Hey YouTube, what's up? Here's a little project I've been working on. I want to make my starter portable, so I wanted a battery carrier for it, something to mount a battery to. All the ones that I saw, the ones you can buy from Great Plains or Hanger 9 or even Sullivan, were designed for lead acid, way too big. I did some internet searching. I found a few things from one from Miniature Aircraft and one from a company that supposedly doesn't make them anymore, and they used to use stick pack, the old RC car stick pack battery. So I didn't find anything I liked. Maybe they're out there, but I just didn't find them. So I decided to make my own. So I picked two. These are LiFEs, lithium ion phosphates, a little bit safer than the LiPos, and they're 2-cell 3600s. So I got them. I'm going to wire them they're in series. They're going to be in series, so it'll give me 13.2, more than enough voltage for a 12-volt standard RC starter. And amp hours, I figure this pulls about 11 amps, so that's about 3C. So if these went from full charge and you pulled the trigger for 20, it'll last 20 minutes at full trigger, approximately, until it's out of charge. So I don't ever run batteries like this down below 80. So I'm kind of figuring that this thing will last me, it would more than last a day, 2, even 3 days of flying, because you know, when you have the starter on, it's only on for a couple seconds till the motor fires up. So anyway, I picked a couple of batteries and ordered them from Hobby King. Of course, Hobby King takes forever to get anything from. A good company, but they take forever. So anyway, in the meantime, while I was waiting for the batteries to come in the series connector, I decided to build a prototype out of just some cardboard. I used I got the dimensions off the website and cut a couple pieces of cardboard the same size as the batteries, and mocked up a little prototype here. The way it's supposed to work. Now that I have the actual batteries, the dimensions are slightly, the height, they're a little skinnier than what I designed this for, so I'm going to have to cut this side down a little bit. But other than that, it's fine. The idea is for them to fit in like this. I'll strap these down with some Velcro. There's a hole in the bottom for Velcro strap. Okay. They'll have one Velcro strap for each battery. Come on now. A Velcro strap for each battery, one on each side, and then there'll be a piece of Velcro underneath. And I'm pretty sure, I'm confident that'll hold them. I built this to be open in the back, and I built the front though. I put a solid, made a 3-sided, basically shallow box, because I wanted protection in the front from a prop strike or any weird thing like that happening. I wanted the front of the batteries protected against impact. So it's just a simple, basically 3-sided box, 2 straps to hold it, and then the starter will mount like this. That's how it's supposed to. That's the design of it. We'll do a quick show and tell here. Like I said, the 2 LiFEs in series, and that's how it's going to work. That's basically the whole design. This is not. I'm not happy with this. Having done a little noodling on it, if I would have had to do it again, I cut the battery leads too short, and I cut the lead off of the starter too short. What I should have done, looking back on it, I should have left this longer, and I could have brought this through. And if these leads could have been longer, I probably could have flipped them around, and I could have had the wiring probably tucked in underneath. If that's a screw up, that's a design flaw. I'm not too worried about it. I'll put some, I'll figure something out. I'll put some Velcro or wire ties on this to neaten this up. Okay, I went ahead and made my battery holder out of some sheet of aluminum I had. Couple of problems I ran into. My friend was not around the other day, and I couldn't use his bending brake, so I had to bend it with in a vise with a hammer. So it's not looking as good as I'd like. Not my best effort, but whatever. It's kind of the prototype anyway. So, and it's blue because that's the spray paint I had, and I wasn't going to buy spray paint just for this. But I've already run into an issue that I'm seeing already. The only rivets I had to use on this to attach these mounting straps to the side is some 3/16 pop rivets, and they're too big, and I didn't bias the holes probably higher like I should have, because I like everything to be in center. So the problem is these rivets are interfering with, some of them are missing some touch, but there's not going to be enough room once I put Velcro on the bottom. It's just too tight in there. So I don't like the idea. I mean, maybe I could get away with it. Maybe it never bothers the batteries. Maybe it does. These are not the hard. You can already see it's making a dent in the battery right there. So I don't like that. These are not the hard cell LAFEs. These are the the soft square type cells. So I'm afraid of that right there. So anyway, what I'm going to do is drill these rivets out, and I'm probably going to use an 8/32 or 6/32 screw. I don't like that, but it's what I got to do. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to put the head on the inside, so the nut's going to be on the outside, and that's going to look super ghetto. But like I said, I'm going to make a couple of more. This is basically a prototype. I'll do a redesign. What I need to do is to make this distance taller. I try to keep everything compact, so I probably made it too tight. Didn't give myself enough room. I should have made these side tabs taller. That's what I will do on the next one, just to give me a little bit more room. So I'm going to drill these out, put bolts in, and we'll come back. I put the bolts in, took the rivets out, and I mounted the motor on it. It cleared it better, but it's still a little, there's one bolt head in here that's too close for comfort if I put the Velcro on the bottom. So I decided just to put Velcro on a little piece of Velcro on the side for holding it in, and it'll help space it out from that bolt head a little bit, and I'm happy with that. Of course, like I said, I'm going to do a redesign, and I'll fix all that. But for right now, I think that'll work. Hopefully it won't. If it damages the battery, then it damages the battery. But I'll come back and show you when it's all put together and working. Okay, here's final product. Everything's put together. I don't love everything about it. I'm not satisfied with the rear, way the wires hang out in the rear. The next one I make, I'm going to leave the leads from the battery longer, and this lead be longer, so maybe I can tuck them under here somehow. I just don't like the way it looks. It looks sloppy. And of course, this is just a question of making this a little taller. But other than that, I mean, it's secure. The batteries are more than secure. They're not coming out of there. The front of them is protected against prop strike or anything. So I'm pretty satisfied. I mean, I'm 75% happy with it. But it's kind of the first one I made, and it's a prototype. So like I said, I'm going to make one for a buddy of mine. I'm going to make the improvements on that one. I just put a little, just another cable strap in the back just to kind of hold these in a little bit. They were just sticking all the way out here. But, it's there, it's working, it's ready to go. The charge lead, I think I'm going to be able to charge the batteries. The problem is with the Velcro, and as tight as they are, they're going to be hard to get these batteries back out of here. But I think I can charge them in place, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure I can just pull the charge leads out and take my my AccuCell and charge them. I don't think I'm going to need to take the batteries out. If I do, I can probably make an extension for this if I have to. If I can find these connectors. But we'll see when it comes time to charge them. It's going to stay. I'm not going to leave it plugged in, of course, when I sit in the flight box. Boy, these XT60s are tight. Anyway, it'll stay unplugged, unless it's in some starting motors at the field, then I'll leave it plugged in. But that's it. So that's the project. Like I said, it's still pretty light. That was the main thing. It's pretty light. So we'll see. Anyway, Later.